red flags of relationships, and just how you can be your best self and love yourself first before you get into an actual relationship. So come on up, Mr. Quila.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Aquila Wheatley, and I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. So I am going to talk about some red flags and some green flags because there's green flags too, in case you didn't know. But I want to ask, show of hands, how, and don't drop your potato or anything, but how many of you guys have been in a relationship? Mm, 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 yeah. Okay, you too. Okay. So, how many of you guys have ever been in a relationship and then toward the end of the relationship wondered, how the heck did I get in this relationship? There we go. Yeah, see, real hands coming up now. I see. Um, Sometimes the way that we get into these relationships is we overlook things. And we tend to overlook things because we're so much wanting to be with someone because we believe our value is attached to who we're with instead of understanding that our value is attached to who we are. And so instead of going through self exploration and self love and going out with yourself and taking yourself to the movies, we want to be with somebody. And this is especially true around holidays like Valentine's Day, um, and Christmas and all of those other types of holidays. So what happens is we start with standards that are like right here, right? Like and then as time goes on, the standards start to do one of these things. And they lower and lower and lower until that person over there, they're good enough. Right? So we miss a lot of the flags. What are some red flags that you guys know, like right offhand? I hear that. Lack of honesty. Lack of honesty. Controlling. That's a good one. Manipulating. That's a good one. Narcissistic. Clinginess. Who said that? Yes, I love that one.
Like you abuse jealous.
So aggressive, kind of like aggressive jealousy, purposely playing hard to get. That's a good one.
Love bombing, extreme love bombing.
Yes, that is a big one. And what's interesting is love bombing is rough. It's rough because we're in a place where we want to be in a relationship and someone's coming up to us and they're like, "You're great. You're amazing. I want to be with you." And they tell you all the things that you want to hear and they're calling you all the time and you're just like the best thing since sliced bread, and then all of a sudden you're in the relationship and it just stops. And you're like, okay, well, what did I do? What did I do to make him stop calling? Or her? What did I do, to make them stop being interested? Do they not think I'm pretty anymore or handsome anymore? Do they not? What did I do? And so you start thinking that their behavior is your fault when really it was just a manipulation to begin with. So when you are talking to someone and you find that they are consistently calling, they're consistently saying all positive things about you, they're not necessarily really trying to get to know you, they're okay with everything, they don't have any boundaries, that's a red flag. That doesn't mean it's perfect and, oh, this relationship is going to be a match made in heaven. No, that's actually a red flag because people genuinely have boundaries. They have what they'll accept, they have what they won't accept. And if you meet someone who doesn't have any boundaries, 9 times out of 10, you just haven't seen them yet. But they're coming. They're coming. And a lot of times it'll be at your expense. So it's important before getting into a relationship to get to a point of self-love where you don't need the relationship. That's the key. If I value myself, if I love myself, if I'm okay going out with myself, if I'm working on myself and building myself as a brand, I don't need a relationship. Now, a relationship might be nice, but it's an add-on versus a necessity. And one of the issues is we don't build ourselves up because we see ourselves as, and that's societal, right? You know, you're one half and they're one half, and then you're gonna come together and make what? No. You're already a person all by yourself. You're already a whole by yourself. And they're also a whole by themselves. And then you guys come together and you go on a journey together as two wholes. Okay? So if you're feeling less than, the key is not to run into a relationship. The key is to figure out what's going on with you, what you want to improve about yourself, what control you have, and then start implementing it. What is a form of self-love that you guys are familiar with?
Taking care of yourself.
Taking care of yourself. Self-care. That can be a thing. Sparingly.
I would say, like, sometimes the clothes you wear or how much effort you put into yourself.
Yes, how much effort you put into yourself. Meditation, 150%. So these are all signs of self-care, which then show self-love because you're not neglecting yourself. Has anybody ever went out with themselves? Say that. Yes. Right? You go out with yourselves. Tell me about a time, and either any one of you can answer. Tell me about a time where you enjoyed being out with just yourself.
All partners, and my relationship is healthy. I don't need them, and they know that, so it's healthy. And I go by myself, just to walk, literally, just put the music on, walk, just go watch or anywhere, and then just like be happy. I don't need someone to walk. So yeah, and thankfully they understand. So I'm good.
All right. Is there anyone that's not in a relationship that do things by themselves? Okay. Can you tell me about a time where? Okay. All right.
Like I'm for real. It's like okay, I'm gonna do whatever I really care. I was like, I'm hungry. I'm about to get dressed up, so I throw on like cute little, little like a little outfit, leather. And I get my little makeup, my little wig. Remember yesterday all I had, but I put my little wig, my little makeup on. I went to this little bar that's like in Cleveland Heights, and it's like a laid back trip where I went with my cousins no more. So I'm like, I'm going by myself. I went in there. I sat at the bar and then found out it was ladies' night. So I had to drink. And then I ended up ordering me some hibachi, and I sat there and I talked to the bartender, and then there's some people there. It was like, hey, how y'all doing? I met up out there, I had a good time, and it was like all about me. I enjoyed myself, and it was cool. Like, and then I think that's sometimes when I do like 5 treatments that I don't get massages, like I get my nails done and my feet done, and I'm like, oh, let me go to the movies or give me something to eat. And I treat myself. I was like, oh, I'm having fun, but that's because I love you. So yeah,
And it sounds like it.
yeah, I do.
You know, it does. It sounds like it because when someone loves themselves, it comes out in how they talk about themselves and how they feel about themselves and how they carry themselves. She didn't sound like she was having a bad time. It didn't sound like she was like, I was so anxious and I didn't want to go anywhere. And then I went to this place and then I sat in the corner and then like I had a really bad time. And then no, she said, I was like, you know what? I don't got no booth. So I'm taking myself out. I'm going to go out. I'm going to dress nice. And I'm not dressing nice to meet somebody. I'm dressing nice so I can feel good about me. And so I go out, get me something to eat. My drinks was comped. It was ladies' night. That's what's up, right? And and it was a great experience because she's comfortable with herself. And that is a place that you want to get to before you start pursuing a relationship. Because if you're not at that place before you start pursuing a relationship, then the relationship is going to consume who you are, how you act, what you do. And it's going to have an effect on the boundaries that you put in place. So, with that being said, there are some green flags. Some green flags. Yeah. This is the things that people do that's not horrible. Yeah. You said green. So, does anybody know some of the green flags? Yes. Attentiveness, 100%.
They allow you space, like they give you space.
Yes. They allow you space.
Communication.
You said allow. Go, I'm sorry. Communication.
Is it overly communicating or is it like healthy?
It's not overly communicating. It's
Like, the lack of.
no, this is green flags. This is good stuff.
Okay.
So communication, reassurance.
So things that isn't within your interest.
So someone encouraging you to do new things that are in your interest, so they take interest in what you like. Okay, these are all green flags, right? Honesty, balance, somebody who can have a conflict with you and actually be, oh, I'm sorry, here. Healthy attachment style, secure attachment style. Secure attachment style, that's huge. That's huge because there are different types of attachment styles. No, can you come up? So I'm going to demonstrate, and it's going to be an extreme, because that's just who I am. But I'm going to demonstrate a couple of different type of attachment styles, okay? I'm going to put my phone down for a second to do that. All right. So the first type of attachment style, these are unhealthy ones, by the way. So if you see these, you know what I'm saying? So anxious attachment style. I'm going to show you what anxious attachment style feels like. Okay, I'm going to touch you. Is that okay? Okay, just letting you know. Don't leave. I need you to stay.
I gotta go.
You cannot go. That is anxious. Now, it doesn't always, I'm sorry. It doesn't always look exactly like that, right? It might look like someone always getting upset every time you have to leave. Like they always have an attitude, or they're always showing up at your house, which is not cute, by the way. And they always knocking at your door, and you didn't invite them. And you're like, what are you doing here? I just came to surprise you. No, no, you don't get to do that. Those are anxious styles of attachment. They always want to be in your face or a part of what you're doing. They're attaching themselves to you in a very anxious way. Now, here's another attachment style. What you doing here?
You told me to look.
I don't remember that. You could go. You could go.
Right now?
Yeah, go. Go. No. Stay. Don't go. Man, man, man.
You just told me to leave.
I ain't mean.
Okay, I stay.
Okay, you stay, but really don't stay. So that's one, and that's called anxious avoidant. You said what? Cat behavior?
They just want you when they want you.
Yes, cats are like that. They are like that. But anxious avoidant is when someone is not when you're around them, they act like they don't want you around. Oh, I don't need you here. What you doing here? I ain't call you. What do you want? But as soon as you're about to leave, I love you. I need you. And they're calling you all the time. And that's how you get pulled back into the cycle. Because they treat you like crap whenever you're around. And then,
They scared of losing you, but that's being secure. So that's what you say. You get consumed and get insecure as well, by the behavior. So like, your insecurity is breathing you, like quickly. As soon as you say, "Oh, I'm going," and that's why you change real quick.
yeah, 100%. Because I'm not secure. I don't have a secure attachment style. I am afraid of being hurt, so I distance. I don't want no part of that. But soon as she's about to leave, my fear of abandonment comes in. And I'm just, and I need her to be around. That is actually a very common attachment style. Something that I'm sure many of you might have seen, where someone treats you a certain way, and then all of a sudden, when you're like, I'm through with this, they're like, no. Anxious avoidant. You like, I seen that. So there's anxious avoidant, there is anxious, there's just avoidant, where anytime someone tries to come to me and talk to me, I just continue to distance myself. Now, the avoidant personality is interesting because it really only manifests when they're around someone anxious. So I mean, you don't have to do it like I did it, but
Anxious?
like
the first one?
Yeah, like the first one.
I need a hug.
All right, there you go.
Don't be doing that.
Oh,
You know you love me.
that is avoidant, but it only works when you have someone that's anxious, right? Because imagine if you have two avoidant people. Be an avoidant person, and I'm an avoidant person. Peace.
I'll see you later.
That's it. That's how the end, right? Relationship over. Because that's just the type of people they are. So they typically will gravitate towards people that are anxious, but they're emotionally unavailable.
We're talking about like trying to get things healthy, but there's people that find that cute.
Yes,
That's the problem.
I know. That's true. And I saw your hand. Yes, 100%. They can go into codependency. If you have two anxious people together, oh, they're like this. Yeah, I like you. You like me? You like me, right? Yeah, you do. All right, let's go. Okay, let's go to sleep. And every time you see them, they're together. They're never apart unless they like have to be. And then when they have to be, I'm texting them. I'm about to call them. I'm on FaceTime. Like they're just anxious. But the other person's like, I love it because I'm anxious too. That will be codependent. That relationship will be 100% codependent. I saw your hand at some point. No, you take it back. Okay. So now I'm going to show you a secure attachment style because, we got to get there eventually, right? So a secure attachment style is I like you. You like me.
Mm-hmm.
but you have a life outside of me, and I have a life outside of you. So we make time to be together when we're together. And then when we're not together, it's okay. I'm not tripping. She's not tripping. If we're sitting down and she says, I need to go to the gym.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll see you later.
No, tell me.
Oh, I need to go to the gym.
All right. Well, did you want to link up later?
Yeah, we can do that.
About 7?
Mhm.
We go dinner?
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Cool. All right. You see how I let her leave? Thank you so much, by the way. You see how I let her leave? I didn't grab onto her leg like a interesting character. I let her go because it's okay that she has a life outside of me. That's what you want. You're not two halves forming a whole. You're two wholes choosing to be in a relationship with one another. And those are two completely different things. So secure attachment style is something that you look for. However, interestingly enough, you have to be someone that has a secure attachment style to be able to seek out someone with a secure attachment style. If not, you're going to be drawn to people that are anxious. You're going to be drawn to people that are anxious avoidant, and you're going to be off put by people that are actually secure. It would feel more like, I don't think they really care about me. They're always prioritizing other things in front of me. I feel like we don't spend enough time together. I called this person 8 times in 1 minute and they didn't pick up the phone. Because you're anxious and they're secure. And so those type of relationships, it doesn't feel good because it brings out your anxiety. So when you become secure in who you are and your attachment style, then you are able to seek out individuals who are also secure. And when they go and do their thing, guess what? You got your own thing. And even if you don't, you just chilling. You're not obsessing. You're not ruminating. You're not wondering when that person is going to call you. And the interesting thing about it is that society teaches us that anxiety is love. So when you hear that someone's in love, give me some of the symptoms of being in love. Smiling all the time. Somebody said something over here.
Oh, they always in love. They making up their own scenarios.
Fantasizing about them. Boosting confidence. That's positive.
Playful while having butterflies in your stomach.
Butterflies in your stomach.
Constantly, my man.
My man. Okay. So I'm constantly talking about, now some of the things that you guys mentioned were positive, like boosting self-esteem. That's a positive thing. I love you, you love me. Boosting self-esteem, right? However, it's important that we already have self-esteem before we get into a relationship. Because if we don't, then we're going to let that relationship, or whether or not that relationship is successful, define us. However, rumination, I heard. Now, no one said rumination. They said thinking about the person all the time, right? That's rumination. That is a symptom of anxiety. Yeah, how about that? Butterflies in the stomach. That is a symptom of anxiety. That is a physical symptom of anxiety. Always talking about the person. I can't think of nobody else. It's obsessive. And obsessiveness is a sign of anxiety. You guessed it, right? So all of these things are signs of anxiety. Now, TV makes you think, well, that's love. I can't function without that person. I'm thinking about them all the time. I'm messing up at work. I can't think about anything but them. And oh, I can't sleep. How many songs that I can't breathe? I can't breathe. You can't breathe.
Some people be having their person saved as my air.
My air, my heart, my everything. I saw someone had their boyfriend saved as my everything. Yo, everything?
Everything.
I'm like, whoa, okay. That's my world.
Have you seen Disney movies that always, feel like, but you love him, but you just met him?
Right. I love him.
Like they're willing to drop
Romeo and Juliet, and it's
everything.
fine.
They're willing to drop
Everything. Just for that one person.
or like you're hanging out with them and that they always constantly bringing the partner, or they're willing to leave you in the moment of that person asks, like calling, saying, "Can I come see you?" Oh, they'll disappear. You be like, "Damn, what's wrong?" We came together.
So they probably, so they're prioritizing them over everything. Forget y'all friendship, y'all plans. It don't matter what y'all had going on. My babe called. I gotta go party. Psh, I'm not doing that. They prioritize them over everything. But see, that is what society tells us love looks like. They ingrain it into us in the movies, romantic comedies, cartoons, boo boo boo, big heart, right? The songs. Oh, I can't live without you. All of that, right? It becomes ingrained in us. So when we start feeling anxious attachment, we think we're in love. And if we feel a secure attachment, meaning that we like them, they're cool, we cool, but we don't have to be around them all the time. We're okay with them doing their own thing. We still do our own. We hang out with our friends still. We don't abandon them at the party that we came with together. You know, Then we're like, oh, we must not love them. That's what we think. We must not love them then. Because we are caught up in love being a feeling versus a choice. Love is what you do, not what you feel. It's what you do. Ask yourself, if you're in a relationship, what does my love do? What does my partner's love do? Not how does it feel? Not that. You said what? Oh. Not how does it feel? What does it do? Because if it's causing you pain and it's causing you distress, the love is not doing anything positive for you. Not building you up. But if it is someone encouraging you to do new things and have new experiences or chase your goals, they're encouraging you to build yourself as they build themselves. Because you don't want nobody. So like you build yourself so that you can take care of me. That's a different okay. But they build themselves as they encourage you to build yourself. Love is, I really can't stand to be around this person right now. But I will. Because I know tomorrow will be a different day, right? Because love eventually, at some point, might turn to marriage. And when you married, I'm sorry to tell you, sometimes them fluffy feelings, they not always there. Okay? And there might be times where you might want to walk away, or you might want to throw in the towel, or you might want to just get in the car and just keep driving and just keep driving.
That's why it's secure, because we must not be affected. So if you wanna marry, you gotta marry someone who's secure about themselves. If they're not secure, they're gonna bring the relationship.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you marry someone with an anxious attachment style, it's like a hey, say, have you done this, people? No, I'm kidding.
No, I've not experienced it.
Yeah, yeah, it's like being with an adult child. They can't do nothing without you. I'm about to go wash the dishes. Me too. I'm like, well, why don't you wash dishes and I'll go over here and I'll vacuum. Are we vacuuming now? No, we're not. I am. But when you have someone that has a secure attachment, they can separate themselves from you and go do their own thing. They don't mind working on different projects and not being next to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're secure in themselves, which leads to a secure attachment. So we talked about some green flags. We talked about some red flags. We talked about attachment styles. And so the last thing I'm going to slide into is intimacy. Okay. What?
Like y'all bond over someone that y'all hate, and then y'all think y'all in love, but then it's like y'all only connected because y'all just hated that one person.
Like a trauma bond?
Yeah, I was going to say, that type of bond, which is very unhealthy, by the way, just want to throw that out there. It's kind of more like it's an experiential bond because you guys both had a negative experience with someone. And so because of that negative shared experience, you guys are like, you know what? If we could conquer that person, we could conquer everything. But that's a trauma bond. It's a trauma bond. And what you'll realize is once that trauma isn't there, either one of the two people will take actions to dredge up more drama so that it's always happening and that you guys are always in a state of trauma, or you just lose the attraction. But yes, that is a form of bonding. What about other types of intimacy? Love bombs are a red flag. And it can have intimacy because you're sharing experiences with one another. So there's experiential intimacy, which I'm talking a lot about. And that is when you and your partner go somewhere together, go to the movies together, go for a walk together. Huh? Quality time. Exactly. And so then you have the experience and then you talk about it. So there's that. There's spiritual intimacy. If you and your partner have mutual spiritual beliefs and you guys discuss it with one another, spiritual intimacy. There is physical intimacy that's not sexual, where, okay.
I was about to say, like, sometimes you could just be in the same space and be doing two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, what is it, parallel play or something? Parallel activity? Like, like it's like I enjoy the fact that you're there doing what you want to do. I'm over here doing what I want to do.
Right, but we're not doing the exact same thing. That's actually another form of quality time. So when it comes to love languages, there's the quality time where you are doing the same thing and you're having experiential intimacy. And then there is quality time where you are in the same room together, but you guys aren't necessarily doing the same thing. You're just spending time. So that is definitely a form of intimacy. Now, when it comes to relationships, there's also sexual intimacy. However, it's very important to become secure in yourself, who you are, and what you need before you go into that type of intimacy. It's important to build experiential intimacy. It's important to build boundaries. It's important to build communication, right? It's important to build expectations. And has anybody ever heard of a situationship? Mm-hmm. So situationships typically come out of going into sexual intimacy without forming expectations or boundaries. And then all of a sudden, somebody wants to explore expectations and boundaries afterwards, and the person's like, oh, I'm good. I mean, I'll call you again when I want some more sexual intimacy, but other than that, I'm good. I'm not gonna claim you. I don't have to, because you didn't give me any type of expectation before you went into sexual intimacy. We didn't build anything else. We wasn't best friends. We didn't build experiential intimacy. We didn't make sure that our boundaries were the same, that there was respect and shared understanding and expectations. So going into those things, it's okay to have expectations. It's okay to say, nah, I'm not interested in that. And if they say, oh, well, I am, oh, well, I guess we're going in two different paths then, aren't we? It's too bad. And it's easy for me to stand up here and say that. Just easy for me to say that. However, it gets real hard when it's somebody that you liked for a long time. And they're you liked them for a long time. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they like you back. And now you want to say everything and do everything that they want you to do and say because you want them to continue to like you. That is where you do a self-check. Am I presenting as securely attached? Am I secure in myself? What is it that this person has that I don't feel like I have, and how do I build it within myself to where I'm prioritizing them higher than I prioritize myself? It's important to do a self-check. They might be cute. They're not the only cute person. Because guess who else cute? You. And you have to believe that. You have to know that. And a part of understanding that is, again, secure attachments, positive affirmations, looking in the mirror, liking what you see. And if you don't like what you see, making a plan to change it. Not getting in a relationship to validate the things that you don't like about yourself. Before I let you go, are there any questions for me that I can answer? You guys have been a great audience, by the way. All right, so with that said, I gave you some green flags, I gave you some red flags. We talked about intimacy, non-sexual intimacy, and we also talked about attachment styles. I hope that this is something that you all can take with you throughout your journey. And when you see, that anxious, remember, you guys have been great. Thank you for your time.
The red flags